Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Cara Delane and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings and Cara Delane.
What an intro once again, Ted, and welcome everyone to the Fixed Ops Roundtable After Dark. And we have two amazing guests tonight, Ted. I'm so excited.
Cara, I have been looking forward to this for a while. We have two great featured guests. And by the way, Cara and Kate, you both look amazing tonight. Thank you for being here. Cara, we have Kate Beirowski with Wrenchway, who's with us tonight, a great friend of the automotive and fixed ops community. We'll be talking to Kate, and Roger Conant is here as well, and a great friend of the retail automotive community. So, Cara, I am really excited about what we got going on.
I mean, this is going to be a great show tonight. Good to see you again, Roger, and I can't wait to learn all about you, Kate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let me just get this straight. We are live tonight, right, Cara?
We are live. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
And I want to call out and give credit tonight to our exclusive sponsor of the Fixed Ops Roundtable After Dark. It is BG Products, partners beyond products. BG does so much for our industry, and we are very grateful to them. Earlier today, Roger and Kate, Cara and I got to spend some time with an icon in our industry who represents BG Products. Bob Tasco is with us for the afternoon, and we spent some time preparing for next week's event where Bob is speaking, and Bob is going to be doing a segment. This is very dear to Kate's heart as well, for technicians, and is focused on why people should enter the automotive industry as a technician. And Bob did a whole segment with us today on that. There he is. He recently won. Cara, that's the 2022 Topeka Nationals, right?
Yes, and I see somebody else in that picture, Ted. It really completes the picture, right?
Yes, Bob has a new backup driver. It is Cara Delane, and she was BG'd out. And so Bob will be with us next Tuesday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and he'll be spending some time with us. So we are really looking forward to that, and we are grateful to BG as well. And Jerry Davis is with us. Jerry, good evening. Thank you so much. And Jerry, the reason that Cara and I are looking a little different tonight and decked out is that we have an event coming up. As I mentioned, it starts next Tuesday, Cara, right?
It sure does. It's next week already, Ted, on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And if you haven't already got your complimentary tickets, grab them now at fixedopsroundtable.com so you don't miss out on all of these wonderful people speaking and all of the craziness that the Roaring Twenties has in store.
We are just 5.5 days away, everybody, from the Roaring Twenties Fixed Ops Roundtable. It is shaping up, Cara, to be the very biggest fixed ops event in the history of fixed ops. We are going to shatter all records probably this weekend, all right, with the Roaring Twenties. And we have got a huge, huge crowd, 117 speakers, 21 panels, 5 keynotes, and a lot of surprises ahead. So everyone stay tuned for that next week. Sean Kingery, good evening. You are a big part of that. And we are looking forward, Sean, to all the panels that you are on. Robert, good evening. And you are right. Kate is such a positive influence. So Kate, finally, we have you back on, and good evening.
Thanks. Well, thanks for having me. If we get interrupted by a dog, I have one literally on my lap. He won't leave me alone. So I'm just forewarning everyone. But no, Ted, thank you very much for having me and getting to talk a little bit about Wrenchway and kind of my passion, which is technicians. So thank you.
I first met a gentleman with your company from Wisconsin, Jay Gannon, a few years back, and he came out to New York for our very first Fixed Ops Roundtable, and we became friends. And that kind of started the journey. And that was in 2019, before a lot of things happened. And I was very impressed with the mission and his passion and his background in the business. So, Kate, tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and what's happening at Wrenchway.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jay is actually friends with a mutual friend, and he's a likable guy, and that's how I came to be a part of Wrenchway. So I've been here since the beginning of our company, and the whole time our mission has been all about helping, promoting, and improving the industry for technicians, helping better the lives of technicians. And I've been a part of that, getting to work with people like Jerry Davis, who's commenting now, working with some amazing leaders, because those are who technicians need to work for. We need them to work for good people, good shops, good dealerships, so they stay in the industry, because we all know there's a big problem with not having enough technicians.
Yeah, and that's been going on for some time. And Kate, I know you spend a lot of time. I really enjoy. I learned about you from the videos that you post on social media, and I think that brought a lot of attention to what your good work there at Wrenchway is doing. And by the way, what made you go down that route to use video as your mechanism to to build that bond with an audience?
Yeah, so video was something I was never comfortable with. Now I don't care. And I was, I think, nervous for people to know who I actually was, and actually showing what my personality is. And really, I started doing video to just bring more awareness of there are good technicians out there, and there are good dealerships out there. And it all kind of more or less came to almost storytelling of how do we relate to this industry? How do we get these technicians finding good places to work? And selfishly, I wanted to learn about the industry. So I was the first one to admit, hey, I don't know much about this, or I don't know much about that. And people in the automotive community are so welcoming, so sweet. They're willing to teach. And I mean, that's how I've been able to grow as a leader in the industry, is by asking questions and just the welcoming of everyone. Honestly, I have met so many wonderful people in this industry. So
Wow. So you're focused on technicians, but there's a lot to what you do at Wrenchway, and there's a lot to the mission. If you
yeah.
don't mind, and I know a lot of this is dear to Roger as well. I'll bring him in just a moment. Tell us a little bit more about that, Kate.
Yeah, so Wrenchway's mission statement is to promote and improve the lives of technicians. And so, how I believe, and we all believe that we will do that, is by having technicians finding great places to work. And I know there are great leaders out there, and they will stay in the industry. They will enjoy what they're doing. Going to enjoy the livelihood of these technicians. They're going to stay, but they're going to talk more positively about the industry. That is what we need from a consumer standpoint. They need to understand what technicians do, but we need them to promote that this is a good career, because right now students aren't entering the trades, and they're not specifically not entering to become an automotive technician, which is scary. We need to promote that it is a positive place. And I don't know if you know this, but majority of technicians, I don't want to, it's like over 60%. They say that they tell students, don't become an automotive tech. You will hate it. And that is the problem. Like, flat out, that is the problem we need to fix. So we need good leaders, we need good organizations, and we want to help good shops attract these good technicians, because this is a very, very vicious cycle that we're all stuck in.
And Roger, that matches a lot of the research that you've been doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, Carlisle has done a lot of research in this, and I've gotten real interested. And I'm interested in everything that goes on in the service center. And I'll tell you, it's tough for a new technician to come in, from what I see from the research, because of the environment of existing technicians. It's not like, I'm not so sure it's done out of meanness or anything. I really believe that the technicians want to be cared for more than even the money. The money. We talk a lot about the money, but I believe, and the research kind of shows this, money is number one, but a pretty close second is, I don't feel like I'm cared for.
In the work environment.
Yeah, I'm truly, they're the closest to the back door of the back end. Okay. I mean, I worked as customer experience manager in a big service department here for 2.5 years. So I would go back with the techs back there, and it's like nobody ever really checked back there to see how they were doing, the key word is care, C-A-R-E. And I think besides the money, I think that's just as important.
And Kate, we've heard a lot of that here at the roundtable too, technicians saying, even more than the money, it's the culture which starts at the top. Is this a place that I, want to work? And that seems to be like the overriding thing that from what we see.
100%. And not to cut you off, but what we want to do is we want to bring transparency to technicians. So if anybody ever visits the Wrenchway website, you get a transparent look at not just compensation. And obviously, yes, I'm not going to take a $20,000 pay cut to go to a different dealer. That's not how it works. You have to be competitive. But work environment is the tab on our pages that are most viewed. They want to know, do you have enough work? Is there enough, how many ROs a month are you doing? They want to know, how many technicians am I going to be working with? How many bays are there? Is there air conditioning? I mean, I'm in Wisconsin, so like, we're whiny people. I always say that it's either too hot or too cold, but if you're in the South, I really hope they do have air conditioning, because in the summer, when you want to enjoy your time with your family and your kids are off of school, you're gassed. You don't have the energy to work at night or to hang out at night with your kids. There is so much more to making that decision for a job. And if you want to be competitive in the marketplace, these are the questions you need out there, because again, a good technician is not going to just jump ship for $2 an hour or a $5,000 or $10,000 sign-on bonus. I would question anybody on that. They want to know what it's truly like at where they're working.
Let me say this, in a positive note. I work real closely with Group 1 Automotive, which is based here in Houston. Have a lot of friends there. I worked for them for 5 years too. And I will tell you, they were the first ones to introduce the 4-day work week for both advisors and technicians. Now, I'm not sure how that ties into the usual compensation, because they're compensated, on the amount of work and the hours and this type of thing. But the 4-day work week has been an incredible success for Group 1 in two respects. One is attaining technicians, and number two is retaining them. Anybody can retain people for retail automotive. The big problem with retail has always been keeping them from leaving the back door. And the 4-day work week is a very positive. I see it spreading more and more. And so that's a real positive, and it's proven really well for Group 1.
And Kate, there's been a lot of talk that we've had recently on that 4-day work week and, different types of hours. Talk to us a little bit about that, because you're on the forefront. You deal with this every single day. You see shops all over the country and, very creative things that they're doing. How is that being received?
Oh, the 4-day work week, sign me up. Like, I would take a 4-day work week if I could. But just think of them being able to take time and relax. I mean, they're able to still produce the same amount of work. They're still billing the same amount of hours, but they're getting time to actually take a break. And that's a huge thing. They're getting a 3-day weekend. They're getting to go to the Friday night football games. They're having that. And that's a huge piece. Dealerships like Group 1 are getting much more creative and they're listening to their employees. A 4-day work week does not work for everybody. It doesn't always, it wouldn't necessarily work with my schedule, unfortunately, with kids. But if you listen to your employees and what they need, that's the biggest thing. Some people would love it. Some people couldn't swing it. And to do a 4-day work week, you need to recruit. You need more technicians, because being able to do that swing every single week is a big deal. So then it's coming into retention. It is a cycle, but again, it all leads back to being a good employer.
Yeah.
And Kate, do you actually do some of the or all of the recruiting, or how does that work? What's your role, and who does some of those things?
Perfect question. So Wrenchway is not a recruiter and we're not a headhunter. We're somewhere in between, and it is focused on showing a technician why they should come and work for you. That is a big emotional decision.
Cool.
So giving that transparency, branding yourself as a good employer. So again, just like I'm sharing video on social media, on Facebook, or not Facebook, I do not post videos on Facebook unless it's of my kids, but on LinkedIn, I'm posting videos and content, and I have a following of like 11,000 people, which is insane, but it's all fixed ops directors and service managers. I'm creating content that they want to watch and see. If you post mechanical things on TikTok, technicians will come. That you want to post content that they want to see. They want to see, what does your shop look like? What does the lighting look like? What cool, do you have a shop dog? I see, if there's a dog video, I'm watching it as I have my dog here. But if you're posting content technicians care about, they will follow and they will have a desire. They're going to see, oh, that technician's been there for 10 years and he loves his job. I want that. Or, hey, they have female technicians. I think Sean Butler was on here. He has a ton of female technicians, and they're going to see, like, okay, they're happy, they're comfortable. You have to attract someone, show them what they want to see. And again, service managers are way too humble. I say it all the time. They put blood, sweat, and tears into their shops. Show that, because that is what's attractive to a technician. Nobody reads a job description. Let's be honest.
Well, no, so you're actually, what you're doing is telling a story.
Yes.
And you mentioned a story. And you know something, there's a popular show that's been on forever called 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
And the gentleman who started that program, people always used to ask him, what's the secret to your success at 60 Minutes? His answer was always, tell them a story.
Yes.
Tell them a story, because stories are emotional. They link emotionally to people. And, there's something way beyond just how much you're going to pay me and what are my days off. There's what's the culture, what's the behavior, what's the surrounding, what's the life balance. So I loved it hearing. I didn't know as much as I should about your company, Kate, and I'm really glad to hear that you actually convey stories in order to attract technicians.
That's the best way.
Media.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
If you're posting stuff on your social media about these different dealerships and stuff, I mean, I look at a dentist office on social media to see if I want to go to that dentist office. Of course, that's where I'm going to look if I'm looking for a job, because I want to know who are their employees, what is the culture like there, and what I fit in.
Well, and I will tell you, 90% of the dealership Facebook pages I look at will show the new Ford Bronco, the new interior, the new steering wheel stitching, like silly things like that to a customer. I know, it's, to me, I'm like, okay, is it heated? That's what I care about, because it's cold in Wisconsin. But you need to show, hey, we brought in an ice cream truck because it's been flipping hot, or what have you. Showing that you care about your employees is going to attract customers too. And that's the thing that you are showing. And again, when we were doing our kind of prep for this, we were talking about the back end of the dealership, which is, I hate calling it that. It makes me mad that they are in the back, but your customers want to know who's taking care of your cars. I mean, I'm driving down the highway with my children. I want to know who's fixing my car. Is it safe? Are they happy? Are they having a bad day? Like, those are the things you want to be able to see as a consumer, but think of that emotional impact from someone applying to a job. So at Wrenchway, we help convey that story. We have it transparent for any technician to be able to see. And then we tell you exactly how to share that story. And that's where we've found success, because it's an emotional decision to move jobs, and we need it emotional.
So I see Kaylee Filio is on with us tonight. Good evening, Kaylee. And so Kaylee and Kara, a couple hours ago, we just got started with our own Fixed Ops Roundtable TikTok, Kate, recently.
Ooh.
Very, very
I'll
recently.
follow you.
But, well, I followed you, and I followed Wrenchway today. And Kara, I've been saying, there's not too many companies out there in automotive on TikTok. Guess what? Right here. Wrenchway has an amazing following, and they're telling what she's telling us right now, these stories, Kate, you are telling short stories on TikTok, and you've got tens of thousands of followers. So, Kara, this is the one right here. Kate Beirowski, she's setting the
That's powerful
for automotive.
So I'm not in many of the TikToks. I try to avoid it. But Val, I have to give all the credit to Val. And how it came up was she presented on why TikTok is important to the automotive community. And she was a brand new employee bringing up a brand new idea, and it has taken off. Like, I give Val, Kayla, Sarah all the credit on that. They do an amazing job. So just my shout out to them.
Yeah, love it. And Michael Moore, good evening. I agree. Kate rocks, and we've known that for a while. But Kate, you really come into your own, okay? And you've got the Wrenchway brand, all the great work that you're doing as you're describing right now. But you've also got your brand. You are, as you're seeing tonight and hearing from people like Jerry Davis, you have brought light to technicians and put a face on what technicians do.
It's been fun, and I was surprised that like I'm me and you get what you get. Like when you see my posts, and I'm a mom, and it's relatable, but I'm a human, and so are technicians. And I think that's been my favorite part, is bringing the light to that these are people and they need to be respected and treated just like I am in my job with my owners, and I'm not going anywhere. So because I'm respected and treated, and that's what I want for technicians.
And if they trust you, they're going to trust what you're putting on your social media.
And trusting that we work with good shops. That's the thing.
Wow. How do, and I know the word is out now, a couple years back, people didn't know, but now, things have changed, right? And there's a lot of focus. How do people find you? How do they find Wrenchway? Is it the technicians telling other techs? Is that a big part of the story?
Word of mouth has been huge, because it does show that that we do care, and they feel safe. So just a quick story. We had a technician that was asking me to help him find a role. And this is when we were doing more of that headhunting. Well, I got him an interview at a competitor, and the technician was going to go interview. Well, the GM called the other GM and sold him out. Tell me, it was horrible. Like, that technician lost trust in us, but also got reprimanded in front of his employees. And why would that technician ever apply to another job if he's going to get sold out? I was so frustrated. So we have created something for technicians to have like a safe place. We call it a blind dating app, which thank God I got married before dating apps ever happened. But it is somewhere where they can put out their certifications and what they want in their job blindly. There's no company name associated to them in their name, and they can put their name out there, and then shops can come to them. So that's been a huge hit with Wrenchway. It's called reverse job postings. Yes. And it's a safe place, I'm going to say, for a technician to find out what's out there. Because tell me, if you had your boss call you out for applying to a competitor, nothing is worse than that. So that's another part of it. But we've also had a lot of really good relationships with Lithia. They're the ones that really, they saw what we were doing from the get-go. And did we know from day one what we were doing? No, but they saw the passion and what we were building as a company. And we are a young company. Wrenchway, we started in March of 2020, that pandemic timeline. That's when we launched Wrenchway. So great timing. But we're a young company, and they saw what we were doing, and they've been with us since the beginning. And that's what's awesome to help us take off. So a lot of the big dealer buy-ins that we've gotten from the get-go has been huge too.
Roger, I know you're soaking all this up. What do you? I know we're all learning a lot. What are you thinking, Roger?
Well, I'm thinking more about technicians. I've been kind of in a little bit different space in the last few weeks, but I'm just thinking this is I had a technician tell me one time. He said, the sales guys get the steaks and we get the pizzas, and I think that said it all right there. I thought, that is really, because I'd watch the pizzas come in for the guys, and most of the time they had to run in and get it and run back to work again. And I think the word, Kate said it a lot. I think the key word is care, C-A-R-E. And I think it's just as important of what they're paid. And I just think, they never put up a stoplight until somebody has a wreck, okay? A bad wreck. And I think pain is a great ingredient for change. And I think that's what's occurring right now in retail auto with the technicians. And I think it's going to come from the GM. General managers rarely even came to the service center. Rarely did. The good ones do. They come back there once a week. But the front end is the leadership still. That's still where the leadership lies. And I just see them getting a lot more interested. I tell you about Group One, they make no bones about it. Fixed ops is their number one priority, where there are a lot of dealer groups who still focusing on used cars. Group One learned a long time ago that the bread and butter and the money and the fixed resources are all back in service. So I'm thinking a lot of things, as I usually do, Ted.
Well, Joe Chambers just triggered a thought for me. And so a lot of challenge with recruiting technicians, it does take time. It does take energy. You do have to be a good employer. The thing is that a service manager, a fixed ops director, or a general manager, they are interested in hiring technicians, but you're pulled in a million different directions as a service manager, as a fixed ops director. Technicians, when you started 2022, was probably number one on the strategy for growth this year and focused on making sure you're hiring and retaining. But it is literally like 150 on a service manager's to-do list because they're putting out fires all day. And Joe's probably laughing at me right now because I give him a lot of heck on this, but and I'm totally a mom if you did not just hear that I said heck. But it is challenging to prioritize it, but that is the biggest mistake I see service managers make is they're putting it on the back burner week after week after week. And that problem will never get solved, that you need to always be recruiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, we do need more leaders with fixed background. I just saw that.
Kate, you mentioned that you are a mom. Tell us a little bit about your family, because I've seen a lot of the posts that you have on social media, and I know you shared a couple of pictures, which I'll show them if that's okay. And tell us about these folks here.
So this is Malin and Parker. So Malin is in 2nd grade. Parker is in 4K. Yes, he still cries every day I drop him off. It's fantastic. It's so sad. But no, they're absolutely awesome kids. And honestly, like I want to show Malin, like women can do anything. Like I don't know. I want to be a leader for her, but also show Parker that women can be strong and how to respect women. And everything I do day in, day out is for them. And this was our trip in Amsterdam. We took them to Amsterdam in August. So this was me trying to ride a bike with a big scoop on the front with 2 kids. It was not pretty. So I'm shocked we got this photo.
And I've seen you've done quite a bit of traveling with your family this year as well. And who do we have here?
So this is my husband, Justin. We have been married almost 10 years, which is crazy to think. And it is awesome just having the support from him. He's literally at gymnastics picking up my daughter right now, so I could do this. But we met in college. He was my college RA. So you get away with everything when you marry the RA. So I'm just tips for anybody out there. So.
Wow. Beautiful family. And
thank you.
Congratulations to you. And you're really making your mark on the industry. So excited for what you got going. You have an event coming up in October. Tell us about that.
Yes. So we have an event called Tech Mission, and it is literally our mission statement: promote and improve the lives of technician careers. So really quickly, I mean, what it is it is a series of roundtables. It's not Wrenchway selling Wrenchway. This is all about industry leaders coming together with technicians, with schools, with professionals, talking about the issue. So it's October 19th and 20th. So absolutely join it. And we send out every recording. So even if you can't make it live, always sign up for them. And honestly, Wrenchway puts out great content. So please follow it. It's not about Wrenchway. It is literally about how to be the best leader in the industry. So,
wow. Congratulations to you and your team and all the stuff that you're doing. Roger and Kara, I have learned a lot tonight, and obviously looking at the comments that are coming in, Aaron, Joe, a lot of people believe in you and your mission, Kate. So.
Yeah. Service Drive Live is my shout out. They've done a great job in just educating me on the industry, and they're another great resource to just learn about the industry too. So
excellent. Yeah, I heard it's a fantastic resource.
7 a.m. on Sunday though is a horrible time. That is when they meet, 7 a.m. Central Time on Sunday. So, but it is worth getting up, and I do roll out of bed, and I do not look like this in 7 a.m.
All right. Now we have got an event coming up in 5.5 days. And Kara, remind us on that one again, the big
Yes.
Roaring
Next
20s.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The Roaring 20s is finally here, so don't miss out on all of the amazing speakers, guys. If you haven't already got your complimentary tickets, grab them now at fixedopsroundtable.com, because I promise you, this is going to be our biggest event yet and the best one yet, so you do not want to miss out.
Yeah, today was actually nuts, Kara, because the enrollments were coming in like one after another. It was like all day long. Okay, and so I'm looking forward to it. We have another event later this year, Kate, as well, in November, and I want to announce that we are going to be doing an event in January of 2023, and it is going to be, Roger, our very first 4-day fixed ops roundtable. So we're going to have a 4-day event at the end of January, and stay tuned on what we'll be talking about there. But we're looking forward to that. And if you missed any part of our show, Kara, we've got this one on YouTube tonight, right?
Yes. So if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that, because you can catch all of our replays from the Fixed Ops Roundtable or our After Dark show. All of our content will be uploaded there in case you miss it.
That's quite a resource, I'll tell you.
Yeah, some good stuff happening there. And, Kate, Wrenchway, a great resource. And again, congratulations to you and Jay and the team on all the great work that you're doing there.
Well, thank you for having me. It was fun. I love talking about it. So.
And congratulations to Service Drive Live for all the great work that you're doing as well. So a lot of shout outs to Joe, to them this week. So Kate, we appreciate you doing that as well.
No problem. I get to meet him in person tomorrow, so I'm excited.
Thank you guys for being on tonight. Roger, it was good to see you again. And Kate, I can't wait to learn more about you and all that your company is doing. I know that y'all are definitely making a movement through the automotive industry, so I can't wait to see where you guys are at in a few months.
Yes, thank you.
And on behalf of myself, Teddings, Roger, and Kate, thank you everyone for watching us tonight. We will catch you Monday at 8 p.m.